Hello everyone and welcome to another incredible game that just finished from round 8 of this year's World Blitz Championship. It is Alireza Firouzja with white versus Fabiano Caruana. You can see Alireza's amazing rating 2871. That is nearing 2900, which is absolutely amazing. And Fabi also 2796. That's almost 2800. This is a really big clash. And once you see it, you're not gonna think we're talking about these ratings, because it's more as if we were showing an versus MORPHY game. But okay, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And this is, like I said, round 8. There are 13 rounds today, and tomorrow we go into knockout. So there are no normal Swiss rounds tomorrow. So Alireza with white opens with e4. And what's interesting about this game is that Fabi will play the Sicilian, and Alireza will challenge Fabi what Fabi used to challenge Magnus in their World Chess Championship match. c5, we have knight f3, knight to c6, and pawn to d4. We have captures, knight to f6, knight to c3, and now pawn to e5. The Sveshnikov Sicilian, or the Pelikan Sicilian, or the Lasker Sicilian, as I often say, regarding, well, depends on when you started playing chess. That's the name that you will use most likely. Knight b to d5. Pawn to d6 and knight to d5. Now threatening knight to c7 check. So knight captures, we have e captures, chasing away the knight. Knight to b8. You could also go knight to e7. Both were played in the World Chess Championship match. And here the position was reached twice, in game 8 and game 10. And Fabi went pawn to a4 in both of those games. But here we have queen to f3 by Alireza, which is a very sneaky attempt at going queen to a3 once the knight is challenged with pawn to a6, as the rook on a8 is undefended. And that's exactly what happens. a6, queen to a3, bishop to e7. Of course, the knight cannot be captured. Bishop to d2, and now castles kingside. We have bishop to b4, putting pressure on that d6 pawn. And Fabi just captures the knight and gives up the exchange. Now look at this. Queen captures the rook on a8, knight to a6, sort of mini trapping the queen, but okay, the queen can escape via the a7 square. Bishop back to d2, so it is no longer a target for the knight, and bishop to g5 now. Threatening the bishop, we have bishop captures on g5, queen captures, and now Black's position is better. Make no mistake about that, and you should play pawn to a3. You absolutely must stop knight to b4, as that is a huge threat. However, queen to a7 was played, probably with the idea of queen e3, and then we just call it a day. But the problem is knight b4. It happens right away, and now you cannot play queen e3. If you play queen e3 now, then look at this. Knight captures on c2 check with the monster royal fork. So after knight b4, king to d1 was played, and believe it or not, this is not new territory. There is actually a game that reached all the way to here. Bishop to g4 with check. We have pawn to f3, and now bishop to f5. It's an unknown game from 2005, but yeah, this is not new territory. And in that game, rook to c1 was played, as now the c2 pawn is attacked twice. But here we have pawn to c3, and it is only now, as of move 19, that we have a completely new game. So okay, knight to c2 attacks the rook on a1, rook to c1, and now knight to e3 with check, king to e2, and now knight to c4. Already Fabi is threatening queen to d2 checkmate. So rook to d1, stopping that, and bishop to c2, threatening to win the rook, but you're not really interested in the rook when you have the king on e2, and Alireza with nothing really happening with his pieces. So he brings the queen back quickly, queen to f2, and now well, there are many ways you could continue this game, but what would you play here? What is the fastest way to end the game? Of course, the fastest way is to open up more lines towards the white king, and that is made possible by playing pawn to e4. Now you want to capture and play rook to e8, and that's all there is to it. So can Alireza defend this somehow? He plays rook to d4, and now with queen to c1, it's going to be a very swift death. But bishop to d3 check was played, allowing rook captures on d3, and that is exactly what we have here. Rook captures, e captures, and now king captures on d3. You could also play king to d1. It looks maybe safer, but I'm just going to show you what happens if you play king to d1, because this is out of this world. Knight e3 check, king to e1, you're going to play knight to g4, threaten queen to c1 checkmate as the pawn covers the e2 square. So queen to d2 defending, and now look at this, rook e8 check, king to d1, knight to e3 check, king to c1, and now look at this, knight to c4, threatening the queen, and you cannot do anything about this. If you accept the queen, then rook to e1 is checkmate. This is only one of the possible checkmates, but it's one of the nicer ones that I found. So after king captures on d3, if you don't have king d1, you might as well capture. Queen to c1 by Fabi, and now pawn to b3, chasing away the knight, but not to where, you know, Alireza would like the knight to go. So knight b2 check, king to e4, and now it's mate in 2. Of course, you have to drive the white king closer or limit some squares. We have f5 with check, the queen covering f4. Only square available for the white king is that d4 square, and now comes a mate in 1, queen to f4 checkmate. Beautiful, beautiful game by Fabi with the black pieces, taking down a 28-75 Alireza Firouzja and making it a 7 out of 7. I'm just going to quickly check here. Sorry about that. If another game is currently being played. No, but we do have Magnus Carlsen versus Fabiano Caruana for the next round. So that's gonna be a big one. Looking forward to what they play. It would be very, very interesting if they actually played this line, only now with Fabi having white and Magnus having black, like they did in the World Chess Championship match, but I will keep you guys informed. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I would like to thank Lawrence Brazier, Frank Pluy, an anonymous person, Timothy Rosen, and Mark Henley Brennan for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, most likely with the game that I just mentioned. Thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.